We were a poor farm from 1870 till about 1959. We pretty much took in anyone and everyone that was unwanted in the county. That's why we are out in the middle of nowhere. The county's unwanted. There were women and children out here because they couldn't stay on the farm once their husbands had passed. There were criminals that were out here that was kind of used as a halfway house. There were people with mental disabilities. If your parents thought you were too lazy, they could send you to the poor farm so that you knew what work was.
After the initial walkthrough, we went back to the equipment room and I decided to turn on the SLS camera system. And when I did, I was surprised to see that I was mapping an entity in the hallway, keeping an eye on us. This whole exchange only lasts for a couple of seconds. But now watch this again in slow motion. I believe this is a child entity. And the reason I say that is because it is standing underneath a fire extinguisher, and notice its relative height compared to the doorknobs on either side of it. Now as I switch the camera view to IR mode, the entity notices that I am focused on it, and he will drop down to the floor as if trying to hide from me, sees that I'm still focused on it. So it stands back up, it looks to its right, it looks to its left, and then you will see an arm extend down to the floor and propel the entity up and forward out the door behind it. This is truly an amazing capture and something I've never seen before. Watch it again in slow motion. Incredible.
When we were shut down in '86, it was a clocked out, walked out situation. So residents were relocated, staff clocked out and walked. Everything else was left behind.
We're at Ashmore Estates in Ashmore, Illinois. We're right here by the front entrance. We came tonight to meet some of the people that call this home. Are any of you here that call this home? Yeah. Can you tell me your name, please? My name is Barry. This is Bill. Can you say hello? We hear that Joe walks these halls. Is Joe here tonight? He is, yes. Who else is here? Take your time. Bill? Yeah, Bill's here. I'm Barry. It's nice to meet you guys. We're here to learn about you. We know Joe. And there's a little girl they say is here quite often. Do you know the little girl's name? Can you tell me the little girl's name? Who is the little girl that loves to play here? As we continued our tour down the hall, we captured a very strange sound, something that none of us heard at the time. Give this a listen.
Come hang out with the spirits while the wind's blowing. Yeah, I heard that.
I tried to debunk this sound using Bones camera gear and couldn't do so. Listen to it enhanced.
Come hang out with the spirits while the wind's blowing. They're not. They're not.
Okay. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. I'm glad you could join me. Are you... Oh, you're gone. Who was this? Can you tell me your name so I know who was here in the class? Can you come up and talk in the recorder and tell me your name? So that one would have been over here, last row. Or, yeah, the last row in this room. Had someone sitting right there on this corner, inside corner. All right, we're gonna leave this area. I think something just whispered in my ear, boys. All right, we're gonna leave this area. I think something just whispered in my ear. I'm pretty sure I'm going the right way. Yeah. Okay, I had a whisper in there. Hopefully I caught that on my tape recorder. Damn mannequins. Okay, that was the private room. Did you catch it? As I enter the room on the left, keep an eye on the stairwell. And remember, Bones is behind me, Highway is behind Bones, and we are the only 3 people in this building. Robin Terry, the owner of Ashmore Estates, knows that we all use night vision cameras. So he has the motion detection lights in the stairwell set so that they won't come on unless you're in the actual stairwell itself. None of us were even close. So what was moving on the stairs that night?
The back room behind the boiler room is the maintenance work area. This is where one of our spirits we talk about the most, his name is Joe Bluxham. This is kind of where Joe hangs out. This was he was actually a resident at the Poor Farm, and he was given the job of being the caretaker. So he took care of everything inside and outside the building. He was here because he was mentally disabled. And he had the privilege of going to see family. He had walked to see his sisters a few miles up the road. And at that point, we had a huge freight yard here between us and where they lived. And as Joe was walking home, he was struck by a train. He was hit in the head, shoulder, and hips. He actually got himself back up and started walking back here. This was his home. This is all he knew. Thankfully, a good Samaritan did come along, and they picked him up. They no more than got him back to the building and to his room, and Joe passed from those injuries.
Could you join us? We hope you walk around with us tonight. We'd love it if you would. I'd like to get to know you. Could you have a seat in one of the chairs? You see how Dan over here is sitting? Have a seat so we know that you're here. I'll be able to see you with this camera. There you are. Thank you. Go ahead and sit down if you would, please. I would appreciate it, Joe. Was Someone was under the table over here. Who was that? I handed over the SLS camera system to Highway and thought I'd reach out to the former caretaker, Joe Bluxham, using a spirit box. Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, yeah. Are you having a good night? No?
Somebody in that chair. Yep.
Yep.
They come and go. That you sitting in the chair, Joe? I see you now. Look at you. Getting comfortable? There you are again, Jamie. Yeah.
A few minutes of Joe coming and going, and we decided to leave the boiler room workshop area. But before we did, Joe left me with this EVP on my voice recorder. It sounds like an exhale combined with a low growl. Here it is enhanced.
One special room on this floor is the room over here in the corner. That room was the only private room in the hospital.
Oh.
It has its own bathroom in there. It's got a shower, sink, and toilet. That room was inhabited by twin girls. Their names are Mary and Margaret. Mary and Margaret are still with us. We figured they were from a prominent family just simply because they were the only ones with a private room.
I decided it was time for everyone to try a solo investigation. So I sent Bones to a patient's room on the 3rd floor, Highway to the boiler room on the 1st floor, and I myself went to the private room on the 2nd floor to spend some time with Mary and Margaret. I am in the twins' room. I'm going to read here in a second to them. I heard that the girls like to be read to, so I'm going to read to you. I hope you enjoy it. Can you walk up to the recorder sitting on the chair? Tell me your names. Can you walk up to the recorder sitting on the chair? Tell me your names. Okay, let's see if I can get this around. Set on a chair. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Joe, are you here? You want to talk? Well, we are just kind of up here to have a little quiet time. If anybody wanted to speak or talk, we're one-on-one, very quiet, just the two of us.
Okay, girls, would you like me to read Baby Raccoon? Okay, girls, would you like me to read Baby Raccoon? Father Raccoon sat on the river fishing. What can I do, said Baby Raccoon. Play with your wagon, said Father Raccoon. I don't want to play, said Baby Raccoon. I want to fish. You're too little to fish, said Father Raccoon. Pile some little sticks in your wagon and carry them home. When I catch enough fish, we can build a fire. Then Mother Raccoon can cook the fish for our dinner.
If there's a lot of footprints, it was me. I forgot my walkie-talkie. I went back down to get it.
Okay. All right, said Baby Raccoon, and he began to pick up little sticks, piling them high in his wagon. And soon the wagon was full.
You want to let me know that you're here? You want to let me know that you're here? Go to my meter there on the floor. Show me that you're here. Go to my meter there on the floor. Show me that you're here.
Baby Raccoon started home, pulling the wagon behind him. Pretty soon he met Little Muskrat. My, said Little Muskrat. Are you going to play with all those little sticks? I'm not going to play with any of them, said Baby Raccoon. I'm taking them home so we can build a fire. Then my mother can cook the fish my father is going to catch. If I had some little sticks like those, said Little Muskrat, I could make my nest in the riverbank much stronger. Take some, said Baby Raccoon. We won't need all these for our fire. Thank you, said Little Muskrat, and he took an armful of sticks.
I'm not a big talker, but I will talk back if you want to talk to me. Said I can't think of a whole lot of things to say. I'm not very familiar with anything that went on here. I heard that some of it was pretty mean, but some of it was okay because you didn't really have anywhere to go and they provided you with a home. But that doesn't always mean it's a good home. But home's a home. And I heard that's pretty much what everybody that was here called this place was home. And I can understand why nobody ever want to leave their home. So if you choose to still stay here because it's your home, that's cool with me. You're awful quiet tonight. I know you're in here. They tell me you're here. Let me know you're in here with me. Say something to me. Say something to me.
Just then, Father Raccoon came home. What's the matter, he said. I gave Little Muskrat and Little Porcupine and Little Beaver some sticks, cried Baby Raccoon. and now there aren't any left to build a fire to cook the fish that you caught. Well, said Father Raccoon, I'm glad we can't build a fire because I didn't catch any fish. In that case, said Mother Raccoon, let's visit Farmer Brown's wheat field. I like wheat as well as fish. Don't you? Even better, said Baby Raccoon. Did you like the story? Did you like the story? It was a great night and investigation at Ashmore Estates. Little did I know that two of the most impressive captures would happen the next morning, which just happened to be Easter, and in the broad daylight. Take a look. Easter morning, I decided to get some drone footage of the inside of the building, starting with the piano room right here. Watch just left of the piano. Did you see it? Ashmore Estates is known for its moving shadows in the daylight, so I tried to debunk this as being Highway's shadow who was following me around with one of the handheld cameras. And let me show you what I discovered. As I enter the room, you can see that nothing can be behind me because of these chairs, and there is nothing on my right as I turn towards the piano. The direction of the sun causes the shadows to be cast to the left. Notice that you cannot even see my shadow on the floor because it's to the left. Science tells us there should be a shadow coming across the floor and then extending up the wall. Keep your eyes on the floor beneath this box, and at no time will you see even the hint of a shadow coming across the floor. Now keep your eyes on the piano. As the shadow moves behind, there should be a shadow coming across the face of the piano, and there is nothing. Hannah was a tour guide at Ashmore Estates and was loved by everyone who visited. Tragically, she was killed in an automobile accident in 2020. In her honor, they set up a small shrine in one of the rooms. I set out to capture some video and was surprised to see what I believe is Hannah saying good morning to me. Watch it again in slow motion. Here is a still frame capture of the anomaly in the video. Notice that there is no head, body, wings, or legs that would indicate that this was a bug. It is made of pure light or a white mist. Watch the sequence again. Happy Easter, Hannah. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up and check out one of our other videos. If you have a friend that enjoys the paranormal, share this video with them. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so we can let you know when the next video is up. Bones and I are off to the next investigation.